Hi, my name is Zach Voigtman. Today I'm going to show you how to use a soil hydrometer to determine the texture of a soil. What you will need is 250 milliliter bottles with caps, and label all your containers that you need for your samples. You'll need a wash bottle with distilled water. You'll need a 10% Calgon solution or another dispersing agent. You'll need 1 liter cylinders, a soil hydrometer, and a thermometer. To get started, we can put a lot of this off to the side. We won't need it until later. We will need the Calgon, your distilled water and wash bottles, and your containers and caps. You will also need your soil sample that you'll be working with, and it needs to pass through a 2 millimeter sieve. On the scale, first zero it, and then slowly weigh out approximately 50 grams of your soil sample and write the weight down. Now that we have our soil weighed out, we will add that to our container. To our container with the soil sample, we add our 10% Calgon solution, and we add 25 milliliters of that. And then we add approximately 100 milliliters of distilled water. And then just cap the lid of the shape of the container, and we will add this to the shaker. Once all the samples are mixed with Calgon, distilled water, and your soil sample, we add them to our shaker table. And then turn it on to low overnight. Now that we've taken our samples off of the shaker, they stayed on overnight, we will add them to these partially filled cylinders. And if you are doing multiple samples, you should clean your equipment between each sample. And then we just have to fill our cylinders up to the 1,000 milliliter mark. Now we take our plunger to mix the sample throughout the distilled water. And as soon as I remove the plunger, I'll start a timer and add the hydrometer. And I need to take a hydrometer reading at 70 seconds, and then we'll take temperature right after that. You need to record both of those numbers. So I'm starting my 70 seconds now. At 70 seconds, you want to read where the meniscus of the water touches the hydrometer. And write that down, and then take your thermometer reading. 6 hours and 40 minutes later, we're ready to take our final hydrometer and temperature readings. After we take these readings, we will calculate out our percent sand, silt, and clay. Getting started with our calculations, we have a hydrometer correction to do. So we input temperature and our hydrometer reading. And then we've got sand determination, which is based off the corrected hydrometer at 70 seconds and your dry weight of the initial sample of soil. And then a clay determination is your corrected hydrometer at 6 hours and 40 minutes and your dry weight of the soil sample again. The calculation for silt is using your percent clay and your percent sand to find the silt. In this we can see an example from the readings that I took. It started off with water temperatures of 25 degrees Celsius, a hydrometer reading of 33, which after correction goes to 34.8. The 6-hour reading had a temperature of 23 and a hydrometer of 12. After correcting it, the reading was 13.08. On the right, you can see a texture triangle, and if you graph your sand and clay, you can find out what the texture of your soil is. NRCS has a automatic grapher at the URL below the picture, and that's what I used to make this image. I hope this helps your understanding of determining soil texture using a hydrometer. Thanks for watching.